basically just did another prompt and figured out how to update the sort of spec with the same stuff we were talking about last time, how I want to refactor the sidebar to allow you to opt out or disable compact mode, and then also how to provide active item styling. And so just try to figure out an example of what that Storybook story might look like. And I'm going to go ahead and prompt it, and I'm going to say, so I have two items here, right? So I have the Rails mode thing and the active item styling. I'm going to ask it just to do one. Please read, I always give it the spec to read. Please read the refactor plan and implement only, all caps, the one Rail mode refactor. Do not implement more. First, prompt me that you've completed. So I find that these large language models are still currently more successful if you give them bite-sized chunks. One-shot prompting is great for prototypes or just to kind of do some ideation. I want to see what this might look like as a Kanban board, so I'm just going to let this LLM go wild with it. But when you're doing something that's a little more focused, I find that keeping the iteration loop tighter like this is better. So let's see what it's doing here. So it's implementing disabled compact mode feature. So it analyzed my actual implementation for the sidebar. You can see it's added this disable compact mode boolean, whether to disable compact rail mode when true sidebar is either full width or hidden completely. So that sounds right good. Now let me find where the properties are declared in the class and add the property decorator. And it's implementing the logic. So it's going to ignore the collapsed prop when we've disabled the compact mode. Let's see what it's doing here. Okay, so if we've disabled compact mode, then we're just gonna toggle open or closed and dispatch a toggle event. Otherwise, if we're in the mobile and we're open, we're also going to then we'll just say open is false and disable the toggle event. Otherwise, we're going to desktop or mobile closed, toggle the collapse state. Interesting. Okay. Let's see what it's saying over here. Let me add archetype and create a story. So now it's over here in the Storybook, and it's added this story, but so what's happening here is the changes we're making in this component are in my library, and the Storybook has simulated npm installing it. So in order for that to work, I am going to have to rebuild the library, but it's still doing stuff. So agent cannot write, which already exists. What's it doing here? Model quota limit exceeded. Okay, well now I've exceeded my Claude 4. Did it finish? Progress updates, expand all. Did it finish? So adding this. Now I need to implement the logic. Sometimes you get lucky and it downgrades you after it's actually done the work. Agent cannot write to here. Uh-oh. Did it do this? What is this? So now it's trying to echo that stuff into here. This does not look promising. Oh, it did do this. Disabled compact mode. So this is probably an incomplete example. Yeah, so I got downgraded midstream. So what I'd have to do... This expression is not callable. I'd have to figure out how to get this. Oh, it's got like backslash and stuff. Interesting. That might work. I don't need this args. So what I do now is I'd go test it and I'd see. So this is right. So now I'm going to build the library. Let's see if these changes. So these changes are on disk, but I haven't accepted them yet. So a lot of times what I'll do is I'll run it through my linter, my type checking, my tests, run the build and all that stuff, and then go look at it and then accept, but it's on the disk. So this is why it's really important to understand how to use Git. So if all goes awry, I can back out of this. So I can actually look at what changes were made with Git. So basically we added this disable compact mode, and then we have one story, which is incomplete and it's got some weird stuff in it. So yeah, so this is not really done. So it's kind of a bummer that I exceeded the model quota, but I might have some good changes in here I can still salvage. So this stuff all got done, I think. So this is in my sidebar. It implemented disable compact mode, and it adds the styling. When compact mode is disabled, ignore collapse bait on desktop. And that means that position fixed. Add open transform translate. Okay, and good. It's doing the thing where it's doing the assignment in the constructor. I like that. So this might be a complete implementation. Let's see what happened with my tests. None of my tests failed and a library built. So I'm going to see. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to have a complete storybook story. So the question is, if I downgrade to another model, if it's going to be good enough to where we can finish up this work. So let's go ahead and run the storybook just to check, but I'm pretty sure that implementation's incomplete. So it's going to probably be pretty foobar. If we go to it, I think everything else will be fine. I don't think we broke anything probably. Does that still work if I go into mobile mode? Yeah, that's all still working. The question is, this is probably not going to work well. Yeah, it's not, it's not a complete example. So we're midstream on the Storybook, but we do have an implementation. Let me see if I can select another model. So here's, it's saying you have reached the quota for Sonnet 4.5, and I can resume it in about 2.5 hours. Interesting. Let's select another model. So we know that we're still out of Gemini Pro, Gemini 3 Pro. What could we use just to get this little chunk of work done? Gemini 3 Pro Low. I mean, that would probably suffice. We just have to get a Storybook story done. Let me see if I can even do this, because I would think that if I'm out of Gemini 3 Pro High, I'm also out of this, but let's see. Please complete the unfinished story, which is, where are we? Story, we'll say unfinished lit story for disable compact mode, and that is called let's see if it works. Oh, yep. I don't get any Gemini 3. Kind of makes sense. What is this GPT OSS 120B medium? I don't even know what that is. It's some sort of OpenAI ChatGPT OS. Well, let's see if it works. So I'm just going to copy the prompt and see if this will suffice. Yeah, I've reached a limit of all things. So I'm stalled, which is okay because I think I can go get lunch now. But I think this is good. It did make progress. So this is the this is in the trenches with getting downgraded. Fun times. But I think it did. I'm happy with like what's going on with the direction and everything. You know, but I'm gonna have to wait. All right, so that's the end of this video.